Hi guys, it's Nicole. I am back from a couple weeks of a break. October has kicked my butt. I'm hoping that the end is near. I made a big update post in my Facebook group. I'll post a link below. Just kind of a lot going on. So today I am up on the blog for Cut to You. And with it still being October, I didn't really have a chance to do much, if any, crafting this month. And I really like Halloween stuff. We don't do a whole bunch of stuff for Halloween, but I really like Halloween product. So I went into the store, and this cut file is actually called Halloween 2, but it's basically just a spider web. So I sized it probably about 11 by 11, cut it out on white textured cardstock because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. This whole layout, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen. I had also recently purchased some print and cuts from Tracy Reed's shop. That was this Halloween line, I think it's called Hocus Pocus. And it's just these really pretty, like, muted purples, pinks, peach, mint kind of thing. I'm pretty sure I caught a sale. And it was just kind of in the back of my mind. And I decided, instead of going into my stash and kind of just pulling everything out, that I would just print a couple things and kind of go, not necessarily minimalist, but just kind of limit my choices and make a quick page. I didn't have a whole lot of time, and even saying that, I still kind of went further than I think I would normally go. So I actually took the cut file, and this was me trying to figure out if I was going to like this or not. I kind of had it in the back of my mind that it would be cool to use it as a stencil and use ink colors that matched the print and cut. So not a whole lot of rhyme or reason to it. I just kind of picked sections, put some color down, very messy, and not necessarily, like, you can't necessarily see the whole spider web, and that was sort of my intention. I knew a lot of it was going to get covered up with the actual paper spider web and my photo collage, but I really wanted to have some, like, added interest and sort of layers that aren't layers in the background. And then I took the same ink colors, smushed them onto an acrylic block, added some water, and just did, like, some super simple, like, splattering. I would say that this is as mixed media as I typically get. It's something that I do enjoy the end result. It's just not something that I necessarily think about, like, doing more often. So I thought it was kind of funny that my first layout back after a big break was, my brain was kind of going, let's do extra, instead of my typical, like, let's just go simple and easy. And even though these were added steps that I don't normally do, it was still simple and easy. Now, I was too lazy to go and cut a black spider web. I kind of didn't want to waste this, so I put it back on my sticky mat from my Cameo, and I grabbed some black Distress Oxide ink, and I started out using this little, like, foamy, and then I ended up switching over to a brush, and I wasn't intentionally trying to make this, like, a solid black color. The print and cuts are kind of more like a dark gray, I would say, that's in, like, the color palette. I don't know how much of that is in the actual design and how much of that is just the way that my printer printed them. So I just kind of did a little bit messy, just was covering up the colorful inks that I used when I was using it as a stencil, and then just kind of filled in. And then as I got to the middle, I didn't really do that great of a job because I knew it was going to be covered up. And then I actually bought I think these are Traveler notebook sized pattern papers, like digital pattern papers. So I just dropped 2 onto a sheet and printed them out. I kind of did that intentionally. I think there is a full size pattern paper. I don't remember. But I knew that in a print and cut type of collection that I was probably going to use it in this type of thing where I'm backing a cut file, or I would more than likely be pairing it with something like 6x6 sketches. So it was going to be smaller pieces anyways. And it makes me feel a little bit better about like printer ink. And I only printed the patterns that I thought that I was going to use. I didn't print like all 20 or however many were in there. I just printed like 6 or 8, I think. And I just kind of went around the spider web and did like a purple, a pink, a green, and then some of the multicolored pattern ones. And then I wanted to have it sort of be offset enough to where you could still see the stenciling. Most of it's going to be covered up, but I just kind of wanted that interest peeking out. And then you guys know I hate when things kind of shift around, and I hate sort of having to keep playing with stuff. So I will sort of hold things down with my elbow, lift it up, slap some adhesive behind it, and kind of move on. I did print all of like the icons or stickers, or I'm not sure what these are called. And I tried to cut them out on my scan and cut, but I printed them on, I think it was the Walmart cardstock that prints really well. However, it would not come off of the sticky mat for the scan and cut, like it shredded into layers. So I just reprinted it, and I was like, this is something that I will sort of solve this and tackle this another day. These are simple enough shapes, and I actually don't really mind fussy cutting. I prefer the look of the digital machine cutting it just because it makes it a cleaner cut. But I don't mind, like in this instance, I only had like a couple images from each thing that I was cutting. And I don't mind fussy cutting. So like I pulled up YouTube on my computer, and I was catching up on a bunch of other scrapbook channels. I haven't really watched a whole lot of anything this month, so it was sort of my favorite thing where I'm able to go to a channel and watch a bunch of videos from one channel instead of bouncing around. So from there, I like to, if I can, I like to arrange my embellishments in kind of a tone-on-tone manner. So a lot of the orange stuff I'm putting where the orange paper is on my spider web. The spider web up in the top was pink, so I'm kind of putting more pink stuff up there. And then I had cut some of these black and white leaves so that I could kind of sprinkle them here and there. And a lot of times I will cut things in half because I know that I'm going to tuck it and I can use it in 2 places. So like in this instance, I just figured out that if I cut it to where the pink flower was on one half and then the little orange flower was on the other, that would work out for an arrangement that made sense to me. You guys know I don't really pay attention to clusters needing to be in a triangle, anything like that. I tend to put things where I like them, where it makes sense to me. And that is sort of how you can kind of define like your own style, even when you are scrap lifting and following sketches and stuff. It's those little things like that that you sort of decide works for you, are those little things that kind of make up your personal style. So if you are somebody that is like a diehard, I need 3 clusters, I need one to be large, medium, small, and they need to be an individual triangle, then that is something that you would see across your layouts, and it would be part of your style. I did pull out these little black star confetti things. I thought I was going to use them. I actually forgot about them. So I did print my journaling twice because I wasn't sure which way I wanted it to be. White background, black text, black background, white text. I'm still on this kick of the sort of negative, so I did go ahead and use the black one. I just felt like it looked a little better, and it didn't get lost in the little spider web. I did not do a title for this layout. I don't necessarily think that every layout needs to have a title. This was basically just photos from trick-or-treating last year. I have like photos on these are like from my phone. So photos from like my big camera where I always do like a little mini session with my kids and their costumes. Those I still haven't done. So this will kind of be almost like a companion page with all that stuff. And I know it's Halloween. I know it's trick-or-treating. I just felt like I didn't really want to cover up more of the web with a title that I didn't really think was necessary. And then I did add some little like clear bubble jewel things from Pink Fresh. I absolutely love these. They came in one of the classes. And I ended up stamping just the year for the date since one of the cut aparts had the month and the day. So with that, these are all of my detail photos. And again, I apologize for taking a break, but you guys know I disappear when life gets rough and there's just too much going on. I will post links below for everything I can think of down below, including the Facebook group where we're kind of hanging out and chatting. And I will catch you guys later. Bye!